Here we go. Welcome back to A Certain Magical Index Anime Review, episode number, I believe this is 7. Yes, 7. This we're discussing basically episodes 15 to 17 of this anime. So this is the Angel Fall arc, and for something called Angel Fall, and the way to explain it here, this particular arc, it's like the stuff that happens here is apparently affecting the world, but no one is noticing the fact this is affecting it. It's almost like this is a mass hallucination. Yeah, so we have Tojima here. We have our main character here going to beach with Index, and he's meeting his parents. Okay, he meets his dad, and it's Christopher Sabat. And now my 51st anime I've heard him in the first anime that she with him in it. Yeah, the last one being was actually My Status as obviously he's a hero as this evil guild master. So, yeah, and then he sees his cousin, who looks like Makito, except that this is not Makito. This is somebody who just takes the appearance of her. And then he sees his mom, and for some reason his mom takes the form of Index. And then later on he sees Index, and Index looks like a guy. And he questions a lot of people per se. And then he runs into the sword woman who appeared in the first arc. She's back here with a friend of his. And we see this other girl who takes a freaking saw blade to his throat. When he's about to and of course, to kind of explain, like, are you responsible for casting a spell? It's like, what spell? Oh, the fact that everyone looks completely different. So, it's explained. Somebody acted a spell known as Angel Fall, and apparently it's affecting the whole world. How the heck it's affecting the whole world? A single spell affecting the whole planet that people's appearances change for seemingly no reason. And it's assumed that, possibly it's this mysterious girl responsible for it. Kind of, yes. Where they later discover that she's supposedly part of the Russian church, even though she's actually not. And they discovered that the reason why that our lead's father is completely unchanged, despite the fact his mom and his cousins are completely different. Here's kind of the weird thing. Apparently, he cast the spell in the first place, unintentionally somehow, and then, of course, his friend decides to knock him out and his father. And then he proceeds to cast this spell to supposedly undo this thing. And during the course of this, like, he sees his mom, goes to his house, and he sees what his mom looks like. Oh, that's what my mom looks like. She's not like Index. And kind of see the cousin on a photograph. But when he first sees the cousin, he proceeds to basically tackle him. And it's almost like basically that, well, maybe there's something more in this relationship than basically just being cousins. It doesn't really go into anything at all. It's kind of weird seeing Makoto here, despite the fact she's not in the actual arc itself. Yes, that is Brittany Kowalski voicing her because it's the form Makoto. And of course, his mom is, well, obviously voiced by Monica Rial, even though that's not Monica Rial. But it's not Monica, that's actually not Index, it's just his mom. And he sees her in a swimsuit, and he's like, it's kind of weird. This is one of the most bizarre arcs of the whole series. And then by the end of it, everybody's sort of back to normal. And also the house apparently that they built, which it's fully finished. So it's not his childhood home, it's basically a house they built. And apparently the house that he grew up in was a rental. And they lived there since they're married? So are you trying to basically kind of explain that they have lived there for over 20 years paying rent, and then they decided to build their house? Okay, it's kind of weird. And then by the end of it, Index is basically chastising him for trying to strangle her, bury her up her neck in sand, hitting her with a door, and not check on her. And then she ends up biting him, and that's how the arc ends. I'm like, what? Yeah, it is. Like, unlike the last few arcs, which had a good story, this felt like so confusing. And apparently this arc was heavily altered because they took out a freaking serial killer who appeared in this arc. Yes, there was an actual convicted serial killer taking part of this arc, and he is not here. He was never adapted for the series. The reason for it, I have no idea. Maybe JC Staff probably found him too creepy, per se. It is possible. Who the heck knows? Excuse me, yeah. So, that is pretty much it. Particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. Next up we have as a Comic Corner, and it's back to this series. Okay, thanks, you. Bye.